Hi, welcome to this edition of the Pastor's Study. Today we're going to do something a little bit different, and we're going to start by asking the question what it is we're trying to accomplish when we study the Bible. Now obviously one of the goals is to draw closer to God, but we do that through studying the Bible because God has spoken to us in words. He's inspired human writers to write the scriptures, and we need to understand what these scriptures mean. How do we do that? We do it by working as hard as we can to understand what the writer intended to mean when he wrote what he did. Sometimes I heard it said that the passage means something to the reader. It comes out in this expression. Well, this passage to me means thus and so. Well, I'm glad it means that to you, but I want to know what the biblical author meant, not what it means to you. For example, if I were to send my son to the store to get a gallon of milk, and he came back with a bottle of pop, and I asked him, "Why did you buy pop?" And he said, "Well, you told me I was supposed to go buy milk, but what that meant to me was I'm going to buy orange pop." I would say that he didn't do a good job understanding what I said. And so we need to do the work of trying to understand what the biblical author meant when he wrote what he wrote. And this is a little more complicated than it appears on the surface. For example, take the sentence, "Aaron had a ball." It's a simple sentence to begin with, but what does it mean? Who's Aaron? We don't necessarily know that. She had a ball. Does she still have a ball? We don't know that either. What about the word ball itself? What does that mean? Now, the first thing that came to your mind when the sentence Aaron had a ball was probably that Aaron was a girl who was holding a ball sometime in the past, a round object. But if you were to look in the dictionary, you would discover that a ball, while it's a round object, could also mean a person had a good time. Or it could mean that Aaron had a big dance, a big fancy dance. All of those are possible meanings. So it's important to know what the possible meanings of the word ball are, but still you don't know what the sentence Aaron had a ball means unless you know the context, who Aaron was, or what the sentences around that, or what the chapter around that is talking about, before you can really understand what Aaron had a ball really means. Now, today I want to take just a few minutes to show you how you can dig into what the meaning of a particular word in the Bible is. And we're going to do that using a website that I frequently turn to. It's really helpful for those who don't know the original languages to dig into what the meanings of the words behind the biblical text are. It's a site called Study Light, and I just encourage you to work with me through this particular study from 1 Peter. So you click on the studylight.org link, and it'll take you to a page, and you can do a general Bible search. But we want to do more than that. We want to do a search of Strong's Interlinear Bible. And so you click over to that, type in 1 Peter 1:6, and click search. And it will bring you up to a page which shows the New American Standard Version, and then it shows you the Greek underneath. Now you don't need to know the Greek to do this, because if you hover over one of the English words, it will show you the corresponding Greek word. And so we're going to take a look at the word in the New American Standard translated distressed. And if we click on that, it comes up with another box, and it says it has a number there. This is the Strong's reference number. Every word in the English or in the Greek Bible has a corresponding number, and that is matched to the English text, so you can figure out what Greek word is being used. Here it's 3076, and over in this spot over here it gives you a basic definition. The word means to make sorrowful, to affect with sadness, to cause grief, to throw into sorrow, to grieve, to offend, or to make one uneasy. So that gives you an idea of what the Greek word means that is translated distressed or sorrowful in some of the translations in English. But we're going to take it a step further. We're going to click on that number, and it's going to bring us to another page which gives us even more information. It gives us the same basic definition, but then as we scroll down, we see here that it gives us all of the occurrences of the Greek word in the biblical text. For example, it occurs 6 times in the book of Matthew. And we see that at Matthew 14 it says, although he was grieved, the king commanded it to be given because of his oaths, because of his dinner guests. In Matthew 17 it speaks of the disciples being deeply grieved when Jesus told them he was going to die. In Matthew 19 it talks about the rich young ruler who went away grieving, for he was one who owned much property. So we can see how Matthew used it. We see that Peter, in 1 Peter, only used that word here in 1 Peter chapter 6. It was used frequently in 2 Corinthians, where it was translated, for I caused you sorrow, to be made sorrowful, and a variety of other passages. And so we can look at every single instance where the Greek word was used in the biblical text. As we do that, we begin to get a better feel for what Peter meant when he said that we have been grieved in a variety of trials. As we do this, as we study the biblical text, we begin to get a deeper understanding of what it was that Peter was getting at when he said what he did. It's important for us when we're digging into scriptures to make sure we understand what the words actually mean. And using this tool gives us, even if we don't know Greek or Hebrew, the opportunity to see how those particular words are used, which helps clarify our understanding. So I just want to commend you this tool for digging into the scriptures on a deeper level. Even as you do, you'll discover many passages that relate to the one that you're studying, and you'll have a deeper understanding of the fact that in this case we can be grieved as we go through trials of many kinds. And yet, at the same time, as Peter has told us, we can rejoice because the testing of our faith proves its genuineness. So let me encourage you to try this on some of the words of the biblical text. And if you have any problems, please let me know, and I'll walk through it with you one-on-one. Thanks for listening.